What's going on? Coach Joe here from Stronghorn Fitness, and this is the very first episode of a new series we're putting out called Make Every Rep Count. We'll take a closer look into the more common exercises and movements that you'll find at the Stronghorn Sweat sessions, and we're going to jump right into the kettlebell swing basics. Alright, so we're talking about the kettlebell swing. So before we get into picking up a bell and swinging a bell around, understand that the kettlebell swing is not a squat where we send the hips back and down, but is a hip hinge where we actually send the hips straight back. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to use a drill in order to help us understand the body mechanics and the body movement of this. And so what we're going to do is we're going to have Lauren help me out here. Lauren is our master yogi at Stronghorn Fitness, so she's going to help demonstrate the movements for us today. What she's going to do, she's going to situate her feet just outside of her hips in a nice strong position. And she's going to stand up nice and tall. She'll take her hands, palms up, and she will drive the pinky side of her hands into her hip creases. Once she is there, maintaining a nice neutral spine, she'll drive those hands back straight behind her, reaching her tailbone and her glutes back towards the back wall. Now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and have Lauren turn sideways for us, and so we get a nice side profile here. She'll do the same thing. She'll stand with her feet just outside of her hips. She'll stand up nice and tall. She'll take her palms up and then drive her pinky side of her palms into her hips, driving her hips back. Notice she keeps a nice neutral spine and her hips stay between her shoulders and her knees. You get a really good look at her shins and notice that they're not driving forward, but they're staying perpendicular to the floor and parallel to each other. And a nice neutral spine. As she hinges forward, give me one more hinge. As she hinges forward, she's going to reach out with the crown of her head and try to lengthen out her spine through her tailbone. That's going to be really crucial when we start swinging a bell, so remember that. So the next thing we want to do once we've established that hip hinge is we're going to incorporate a kettlebell to the movement, but we're not going to swing it just yet. Hold on. First up, we're going to deadlift it. Okay, so we've established the hip hinge. So now what we want to do is we want to add in the kettlebell, but we're not swinging it just yet. What we're going to do is we're going to deadlift it. So what Lauren is going to do is she's going to step up around her bell. She's going to situate her feet just outside of her hips. She's going to ensure that she's got a nice tight core and a nice neutral spine. Then she'll use that same motion and send her hips straight on back for that hinge. While she's down there, she's going to grab that bell nice and firm, squeeze her lats and her shoulders back. She's going to use her glutes and her hammies to stand up nice and tall, establishing a nice tight core and an upright posture. Now I'll have her turn sideways so we have a good side profile of what this looks like. She situates her bell, situates her feet around the bell. Nice, good posture, tight core, neutral spine. She'll send those hips back, reach for that bell, and then use the glutes and her hammies to stand up nice and tall. Now, again, notice that the shins are not protruding forward. They're staying nice and neutral, nice and upright, and she maintains a nice neutral spine. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the hip hinge. We've actually applied it to a kettlebell weight, so we deadlifted it to reinforce that motion there. In the next part here, we're going to talk about actually setting up for the swing and your pull and park practice.